Now that I've got a lot of the wiring straightened out, kind of routed where I need to go, we need to start wiring up the powers for the relays in the fuse box. So I got a 6-position relay box and 6-position fuse panel. It's all combined into one unit off of Amazon. I'll put a link to that down below. There's a couple versions out there. Some are waterproof, some aren't. This one isn't, but as long as the fuse block's mounted upright, the water will drain out. The factory fuse block is not waterproof either on the LS engine, so I'm not too worried about it. We need to consolidate our powers. Now, most of the power wires in this harness are pink. There's a bunch of them that come up to that bulkhead connector that used to go to the factory fuse block. So we're going to switch the 10 or 15 wires that are here down to just 4 or 5 wires, and then we're going to run those into the fuse block. So I just have a voltmeter here. I switched it to ohms, and we are going to check each one of these wires. I've already labeled a couple of them, but these were the wires that went to the bulkhead connector. A lot of them are already bundled into a pair. So like this one I have labeled injector 5 and 7. This one here goes to the O2 sensors, mass airflow sensor. The single wire ones, you can identify where they go pretty easily. The double wire ones are typically going to go to the injectors or the coils, or that one that went to the O2 sensors. So I've got one lead clipped into this double wire. If you don't have the connectors on the end here, and it's just individual wires, you'll have to do them one at a time. I actually depinned the connector, so I have everything I need, and I can just clip that on there and it's connected to 2. So now I'm going to go to my harness over here, and I'm just going to take my other lead and I'm going to just touch the terminal anywhere where I see a pink wire. Now you don't want to force this in there, you don't want to spread the terminals out. It wasn't that coil, so I'm going to check right here. Oh, actually it might have been. Turn this to beep whenever I find the right one. So I'm just going to go through and touch these connectors until I find which one goes to 0 ohms and beeps on my meter, and then I can label that particular wire. So right there, that is injector number 2. That's injector number 4. So if you're cutting these up and connecting them right away, you don't need to label them. I don't know if I'll get to that today or not. So I'm just using my little label maker, printing off a label. I'm going to put it on that harness, and then down the road, once I start wiring this up into the fuse block, I know which wire goes where. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the rest of these wires, and then once I get that done, we'll move on to the next step. So if you guys have any questions or comments, put those down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see the rest of the build, subscribe, click that bell so you're notified of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.